Hello, race fans. The next race of the NASCAR SEGA Cup Series is a special one. We're here live under the lights, getting ready for the final practice session, live at Johnathan Raceway. This is going to be for the Goodyear 400, and this is our special throwback race. And while these drives take to the track for 15 minutes, and hopefully who's going to try to get some momentum before the actual race unfolds, I'm going to talk about a few of the throwback schemes that we have here tonight. Now, it may be a little bit slow for me, but I'm going to try to do what I can to see if I can remember like all the special paint schemes, or if I can even like think of any of them. Well, taking a look at the ticker, let's see the first driver who put out a time on the track, Johnathan Ormond in the number 48. Right now, he's using the Lowe's paint scheme that Jimmie Johnson ran back in 2013. One of the two Jimmie Johnson tribute schemes here tonight. The other is being ran by his teammate Alex Ferranti in the 9, which I don't think he's out on the track yet. Johnathan Ormond had a pretty strong finish last week at Kansas, but unfortunately, thanks to lap traffic, he'd have to settle for a second place finish. But he's looking to turn his season around here tonight, as he after that good finish he had, he climbed all the way up to 10th in the standings. And oh man, he almost came in contact with the number 27. That's Matt McIntyre. Now, Matt McIntyre, he's running a special paint scheme. He's running the Menards Peak paint scheme that Paul Menard ran in 2013 on his number 27 car. Now, Matt McIntyre, he's one of those drivers who desperately needs a good run. He did gain 3 spots last week after being last place in the standing. He's up to 39th in standings. Still a long way from the pack, but he is still looking to try to turn his night around here. As currently he's 5th fastest among these drivers, as all these drivers work together to get around the number 10. That's Skye Commons. He's running a very special paint scheme. He's running the Winn-Dixie colors, running a throwback of what Mark Martin ran in the Busch Series in 2000. Those Winn-Dixie Flames that Skye Commons has through turns 1 and 2. I'm trying to find them in the standings right now. Right now, Skye, he currently sits 30th in standings. He was in the top 20s, but after that wreck he had last week, he ended up blowing up after coming in contact. Okay, let's see who else is running a throwback scheme. And there's a throwback paint scheme to Rusty Wallace being ran by Dylan Young here, running the Miller colors on his number 2. Last week, Dylan Young ended up with a 3rd place finish. He would love to try to get a victory here at Darlington once we get the green flag underway. Right now, he currently drives in front of Levi McIntyre and Dougie Shears, our winner from Talladega. And up ahead in front of these guys, we have 2 more drivers running special throwbacks. First, we have Steven Gonzalez in the number 28. He's running the 1991 scheme of Davey Allison on his number 28. You can tell by the number font on that number 28. And right in front of him is Cole Deaver. He's running the GM Goodwrench Black number 3 that was driven around by the famous Dale Earnhardt. I believe that's the 1999 scheme. It's either 1998 or 1999. I could be wrong though, but it's still amazing that we see such a famous scheme running in the NASCAR SEGA Cup Series. But Cole Deaver, he's not the only driver at RCR running a special paint scheme. His teammate Dustin Stoller is also running a special paint scheme, but even though it's with RCR, he's running the DEI colors of Dale Earnhardt Jr. on his number 8. And I believe this is the 2000 paint scheme. Yes, I believe this scheme. It's either from 2000 or it may be 2002 or 2003. I'm not sure. But Dustin Stoller, he's been having a pretty decent run over the last couple of weeks, and he's trying to get higher and higher into the standings. I'm trying to find them on the list. Right now, he currently sits 17th in standings. He's trying to make his way like closer and closer to the top 10. Now running in front of Dustin Stoller, we have our points leader, actually, Johnathan Zoerlein in the number 43. And right now, Johnathan Zoerlein, that paint scheme he's running, I'm trying to find it on the list. He's running a special paint scheme. That's actually the 1999 scheme that John Andretti ran when he won the Martinsville race in 1999. So Zoerlein, he's looking to move that 43 and try to increase his points lead once this race gets going. I'm trying to see who else I have to talk about. And oh man, it looks like we had a spin in the back straightaway. I have no idea who spun out, but I can't tell like who ran it. And here we have last week's winner, Jonathan's no, excuse me. We have last week's winner from Kansas, Zachary Fitzwater. Now Zachary Fitzwater, his paint scheme is Kevin Harvick's rookie scheme when he took over for Dale Earnhardt after his tragic accident at Daytona. He's looking to try to go for 2 in a row here. Trying to bring that special Mobile 1 number 4 to victory lane. I don't know if he can do it though. And I'm trying to see if there's anyone else running another throwback. And here's a throwback to Wendell Scott that Brandon Crasta is using on his number 23. Brandon Crasta right now, he's over the last couple of weeks, he hasn't had that much luck. Right now he sits 26 in standings, literally a position behind Ryan Acosta, as Brandon Crasta is looking to try to get behind Cole Deaver. And oh man, it looks like we just had a wreck. There's smoke in turns 3 and 4, but I can't quite see what happened there. And oh man, there was a car. And oh no, I was just talking about him. That's Ryan Acosta in the 78. Oh man, his car is up in smoke, and it looks like that Ryan Acosta, he's gonna have to go to a backup car once this over. And oh man, Dylan Young, he just scraped the wall. And oh man, Skye Commons looks like he also scraped the wall. And oh man, Johnathan Zoerlein, he's going down incredibly fast. Oh man! Oh, okay now. Well, oh, wow. Okay, well, that's not how I want to do it. That's going to be a couple of drivers going to have to go to backup rides. We're going to have to go to the replays and see, like, what happened here. Oh, man. Now, here's what happened to the 78 of Ryan Acosta. He was just leaving pit road, and James Qualls actually came in contact with William Brock. Now, William Brock, he just taps the back of the 78, and that just causes him to go straight into the wall. James Qualls, he's still driving on the apron. William Brock is scraping along the wall, but that was enough to cause the 78 to start smoking, and he just gets the wall, and you can just see William Brock up ahead still scraping the wall, but he was actually... like, he still managed to keep going, believe it or not, as the 78, he gets passed by RJ Bishop and Dylan Poteet, and luckily he doesn't hit either of them as he goes down below the apron. Now here's what happened as we saw this live. Johnathan Zoerlein went down below the apron. I don't know if something broke on that 43, or if he was trying to make it to pit road, but he was going way too fast. That bottom portion of the racetrack has no grip, and Johnathan Zoerlein, he was trying to slow down, but he just hits the back of Skye Commons, and that causes both cars to get right into the Hendrick Motorsports teammates, both Seth Cole and Alex Ferranti. Seth Cole running the Valvoline throwback, and Alex Ferranti, who's running a throwback to Jimmy Johnson. I believe that's his 2012 colors on his number 9, and then Allyson Rayne gets into it, and here comes teammate Kyle Mathews to get right into Allyson Rayne, which makes her flip over. And oh man, that it just causes a chain reaction. Alex Drayton, he gets into it and he ends up spinning, but I don't think he ended up retiring out. But it looks like we're gonna have 4 drivers to go into backup cars. Well, actually, we may have more than that. Johnathan Zoerlein is gonna have to go to a backup car. Skye Commons definitely gonna have to go to a backup, as well as oh man, 3 cars at Hendrick Motorsports are gonna have to go to backup cars. Alex Ferranti is one of them. Nathan Ormond is another. Oh man, I'm gonna have to just make a list and just see what happens here. But let's head back to live action as final practice continues. And here we are back live with final practice. Now, as I was saying before we went to the replays, I was about to talk about Mitchell Collins and his throwback paint scheme on his number 22. That paint scheme is honoring Mario Andretti's first F1 victory in 1971 on his number 22. Now, Mitchell Collins, he started Kansas last week in last place, and he was en route to get a possible top 10 finish, but unfortunately he got caught up in a late caution. Now, Mitchell Collins, he currently sits second in points right now. He hasn't been running that well, but consistency is the key in the NASCAR SEGA Cup Series. So he would love to try to get a victory here tonight once the green flag drops. Okay, well now let's take a look and see who's our fastest running driver right now. Oh, he actually just took his car back to the garage area, so we can't check on that. Let's check and see if Alex Ferranti brought his car back. I got to make it repairs, and he did. As I was saying in the replays, Alex Ferranti, he's running a throwback to Jimmy Johnson, like to his 2012 car. And now Alex Ferranti, since he got involved in that wreck, he's gonna have to go to a backup car and have to start at the rear of the field. But how he's been running as of late, I don't know. Alex Ferranti, he currently sits 40th in standings. Really not a good running for the number 9, but he does have a victory already. He did win the first heat race at Bristol Dirt. He would love to try to get his second win of the season here. And he just passed another driver who's running a throwback scheme. That's Cody Lamas in the number 11. He's currently using a throwback scheme that's honoring Julius Slick Johnson on his number 11, who actually competed in NASCAR in the 1980s, as he currently sits himself right behind Brandon Krause in the 23 car. The last time the number 11 it has won a race here at Darlington back when Alexander Jones was driving the wheel of the 11 back in season 2. Can Cody Lamas repeat that as he's looking to also try to get his second win of the season? He did win earlier this season back at Richmond. As we now have just under 3.5 minutes to go. I'm trying to see who I haven't talked about yet. And there's RJ Bishop, who I was trying to talk about earlier. He's running a throwback scheme to Matt Kenseth's 2003 DeWalt Tools number 17. Now right now RJ Bishop, he sits 29th in standings here. He's gonna try to do what he can to bring Rouse Fenway Racing another He also wants to try to get his second win of the season. He has a win all the way back in the season premiere. He did win the Daytona 500, and that in turn with the other drivers who have already won, they've he's already in for the All-Star race once we get to Texas, whenever that may be. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's anyone else I haven't talked about. And there is Danny Wells right now, who started on the pole last week, as we're just over 2 minutes away from the rest for this final practice session. Danny Wells, he's just running a throwback with the Advanced Auto Parts colors here. It's the Advanced My Track Challenge. Well, Danny Wells, he would love to try to advance his position in in the point standings right now because actually Danny Wells he currently sits 42nd in the standings right now. Not a good showing for the number 12 out of Penske. But Danny Wells, he's gonna try to do wherever he can. The season, we're only a third of the way into the season, and there's still plenty of racing to go, and a lot of time to try to turn your season around and try to get a win. Just under 90 seconds to go left in this practice session. I believe I have a few more paint schemes to talk about. Let's head into the SEGA Motorsports stable as we now see Joshua Osborne running the Jamie McMurray McDonald's paint scheme on his number 1 machine. That scheme that Jamie McMurray ran in 2013 here. And another driver out of SEGA Motorsports, Christina Bell, she's currently running the Coors Light colors on her number 40. She just left pit road. She's running the colors that Sterling Marlin ran on her number 40 in the year 2000. As she now heads into turns 3 and 4 now. And the last driver out of the SEGA Motorsports stable, that's William Brock. He's running the Ineos colors that the 14 ran in the Nationwide Series back in 2014. I had some good 42 throwbacks, but they were all on Dodges. This is one of the only ones I had on a Chevy. It was either this or Target, but I figured this one would have been better. Well, just under 30 seconds to go, and this practice session is pretty much going to be in the books, as RJ Bishop is the fastest driver running, as we now go to the pit road camera as time is slowly winding down. And here are the final standings of final practice as the clock has indeed hit 0, and I have officially stopped practice. RJ Bishop, Alex Ferranti, James Qualls, Cole Daly, and Seth Cole are our top 5. RJ Bishop, our Daytona 500 winner, the highest rookie, running the fastest time right now, just over 26 seconds. Okay, let's see here. I'm going down the list. Chris Darlington ended up with a top 5 finish last week. He's 8th fastest. Joshua Osborne is 9th, and Allyson Rayne rounds out the top 10 in terms of practice time. Then we have Dougie Shears, Brandon Crasta, Mitchell Collins, Tim Fiegel, and Brayson Mitchell ends up with a top 15. Then we have Joshua Mudd, Aaron Macklin, Jake Rogers, Nathan Ormond, and Skye Commons. That rounds out the top 20. Then we have Michael Norman, Steven Gonzalez, Cody Lamas, Charles Sanford, Zachary Fitzwater rounds out the top 25. Then we have Christina Bell, Dylan Young, James McLeod, Dustin Stoller, and Alex Drayton rounds out the top 30. Then we have Levi McIntyre, William Brock, Samit Oskan, Matt McIntyre, then Cole Deaver in the rounding out 35th. Then we have Dylan Poteet, Nathan Hudson, Johnathan Zoerlein, Stephen Colin, Brett Kinderberg, and the slowest car out there today was Jessica Shelton. But looking at all these lap times, it's all within 26 seconds, so it was still pretty close between these 42 drivers. This is just final practice. This is not the qualifying order for the race. I'll have to go back and look at the replays to see who was all going to go to backup rides and start at the rear of the field. But once I get that underway, the race will be up very soon, so stay tuned for that, race fans. And I hope all of you will have a happy new year. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to check out the NASCAR SEGA Cup Series group I have on Facebook if you want exclusive news and just things that are up with the series. So don't forget to tune in for the race, and I'll see you next time for the Goodyear 400.